What's going on YouTube? Hayden back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be looking at Bitcoin, XRP, Ethereum, as well as Litecoin. I'm actually going to be spending quite a bit of time discussing Bitcoin in regards to where we could be potentially moving in the next couple of days. And I also want to spend a little bit of time discussing XRP. I know in yesterday's video, I actually kind of got sidetracked and spent less time talking about XRP, which is what I wanted to spend most of my time talking about. So in today's video, I'm kind of going to divvy it up and talk half and half, 50-50 about XRP as well as Bitcoin. As you guys know, yesterday I made a video which talked about the possibilities of seeing this mysterious pattern forming on XRP and Ripple. Now it actually is also being seen within Bitcoin, and we can actually move that over into the future and kind of tell where exactly things are moving to. I think that's quite interesting. I think you guys are going to learn quite a bit, and I think you should definitely watch the video to the end. As you guys can see, we're going to be looking at Bitcoin more in depth than what we've been doing in the past couple of episodes, as well as we are going to be looking at XRP as well, because I think they're both very synced up and they will be showing a very big move fairly soon. We also have an article I want to discuss, which is basically all about $7,400 for Bitcoin price, as a big move is now imminent, and I do think they're on the right track. Otherwise, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up, and let's jump into today's episode. Before we jump into the technical analysis, guys, I want to give a huge shout out to today's sponsor, SimpleSwap. Guys, SimpleSwap is an instant crypto-to-crypto exchange with 300 plus cryptocurrencies available. No registration is needed and there are no upper limits. They also have a floating and fixed rate. They even offer an affiliate program, and they have just launched the SimpleSwap coin with a loyalty program. So guys, SimpleSwap is a very easy to use platform with a simple and clear exchange process. They have, like I said, 300 plus cryptocurrencies available with their floating and fixed rates, and their platform is user-friendly and reliable. Their support team is working 24/7 and they react quickly to all issues on the website. There's also no registration needed, and they offer an affiliate program which you can recommend to friends and get, I believe, commissions off whatever sales you generate. So otherwise, let's jump into their website and check out what it is they seem to offer. So as you guys can see, you'll be brought to the simpleswap.io page. It is that simple. You have, like I said, no sign up needed, and you can send. Basically, you click the crypto you want, and they have tons to choose from, which is awesome. Unlike other cryptocurrencies, you can then choose I will receive, and you type in the crypto that you would like to receive, enter the amount you have or the amount you want to send, and they will convert this and send it to the address that you want to send to, which is interesting and quite cool. The fact that they're offering lower fees with floating rates and fixed rates does give you guys options to what you would like to send. Not only does like Coinbase and Coinbase Pro offer a limited, restricted amount of currencies that you can choose from, SimpleSwap allows you to choose from a ton of different variables and a ton of different cryptocurrencies at that. So this makes it very, very, very simple, easy, and unique to use. The fact that you don't even have to register to use their exchange is pretty interesting as well. So it's simple. You just choose the currencies for the exchange, check the current conversion rate, do not send less coins than the minimum amount, enter the recipient's address, send your Bitcoin to the address provided, and bam, it is that simple. I believe that changes. You can see if I click Bitcoin Gold, it changes to BCD. You can then enter the Ethereum address, or if you choose a different one, you then go to the change address, or we can click Chainlink, the link address. It is that simple. It is that easy. That is just how their exchange works, so without registration. Once again, huge shout out to SimpleSwap for sponsoring today's video. If you guys want to find out more about them and check out their website, it is the first link in the description. I highly recommend you check them out down below. Otherwise, let's move on into the rest of today's video. So as you guys can see, a simple Bitcoin search in the YouTube will pull up quite a bit of interesting topics. As you can see, they're all seemingly fairly the same. You're noticing a very big Bitcoin pump after one more dump. As expected, you can see Bitcoin going to crash. Last Bitcoin dump this week, not good. Bitcoin is going to test the most important thing in history. And then we see most of the same stuff. As we move down, things get more scattered. If Bitcoin crashes, things like that. A lot of them are the same thing, basically in regards to the fact that Bitcoin is looking to see some sort of retracement, some sort of big dump before we see some sort of massive, projection or correction into the upside. And I want to spend quite a bit of time defining that, going into specifics, and kind of figuring out what exactly we're talking about. So yesterday's video, we discussed a couple of interesting things. More so, we were looking on the weekly charts. You can see, I'll pull that up right now. We were looking at the weekly charts, and you can see we were comparing the previous breakout that we had in 2017, basically from the beginning of 2017 to the end or mid of November 2018. We compared this whole chart, and then we shrunk that down and moved it over to what we're seeing right now. So we basically took these two patterns and then put this first one on top of the second one. And I want to show you how interesting this is. And more specifically, I want to jump into the daily to give us an even closer outlook at what exactly is happening. So really all I did, just for you guys to know and you guys to copy it, I just started here, dragged this out to here, and I copied the price, and then I just dragged the price on top of the previous uptrend that we're having right now. So if you zoom in and you focus in on the previous chart that we're seeing, you can see that we started off in the beginning of January and we ended come around the end of December. So you can see this is pretty much 1 year of just a major uptrend and then a retracement lower. So all I did was take the previous chart and I dragged this on top and I shortened this and aligned it so it was fairly similar. And what I didn't realize was how similar it actually is. We can start this all the way back. So what we did see is we're starting right here, which is the beginning, January of 2019. And we're going to compare this to the beginning of April, from March into April of 2017. So about 7, 8, 9, about a 2-year difference. But you can see what's oddly familiar is how similar the breakout is. Now that we're looking at things on the daily approach, I'll even remove these. You can see how similar these charts are. So we had a big dip to the upside, correction to the upside, and a retestment of the bottom support. And that was the last time we saw, the support being retested until about now. That's what I found quite interesting, that this actually happened in 2017 and it's happening right now in 2019. You can see the pattern very obviously moving back up. You can see the same thing happened here and a retestment lower, same thing here. And then we pretty much, took off from them, but you can see the patterns are so similar in regards to price. The price shot up, similar to what we're seeing right now in April of 2019. We retraced slightly lower, same thing here. We shot up again with more consolidation. That's why these candle wicks are a lot bigger. Then we retraced lower, and we shot even higher up. You can see it's the same exact time period. Very odd, very coincidental, I don't want to say that correlation is always causation, but this is a great reason to start believing this. Then you can see we saw the major dump. We saw the major retracement. That is exactly what happened, followed by an immediate, uptrend, correction upwards. Once again, an immediate retracement lower, back upwards. You can see how similar these are. It's almost like in sync with each other. Another correction to the downside. We swing back upwards. This was the slight bit thing that was a little bit off. I think this was more correlated with what we're seeing right now. It's a little bit more extended, as we know the 2019 bull market and bear market. This pattern that we're seeing was a lot more, consolidated or a lot smaller. You can see we do have this uptrend up here and then we fell back down. So we could pull this over here if we want to be more accurate. Something like that, but for the most part, these are pretty much identical, and that's what I want to talk about. So we know that looking at this pattern, they're pretty much identical in regards to when the breaks swing us upwards and when the breaks swing us lower. And you can see they pretty much follow each other all of 2019. What's interesting and what's something that we didn't necessarily point out isn't the fact that we did see the dip. We did see at the end of 2018, we saw a major retracement lower. And if we graph it right now, we can pull out the price range right here. And we can see that we had about a 52% retracement and it brought us down to $3,000. Now, obviously for right now, I don't think we're going to head that low. I think we're going to head up to around $5,000. I think that's going to be the big sign of the dip to the downside before we see consolidation to the upside. So merely what we're expecting right now is any day now, honestly, any day now, you can see the price is getting very close to the point of, consolidation, or to the biggest point right here. So we're looking for this sideways consolidation. You can see the slow movement volume is slowly dipping off from the major spikes that we had. Slow consolidation ultimately leading to this endpoint right here, which is where we started over here, where we ended up here, and then it eventually comes into one point right there. This point right here at the end of December is ultimately going to show and decide where the price is going to be moving. Now, if it continues to follow the same pattern that we've seen the past year, within Bitcoin, there's a very, 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 very high chance we're going to see this retracement lower. Now, this isn't a bad thing. Basically, what that means is we can short this cryptocurrency. Now, for those of you who are new to the channel, who don't already have an account or who would like to sign up, check out the first link in the description. This will bring you to DueDEX. Basically, DueDEX gives you the opportunity to short cryptocurrency. It allows you to short cryptocurrency right here. You can buy long, you can sell short. Right now, we're waiting for the perfect moment to be buying in, which is probably next week, if not 2 weeks from now, the end of December, if not maybe the 22nd to the 25th of December, which will ultimately lead in this correction to the downside. We're going to expect to see about a 35% drop, and as we know, 35% isn't that much. We can easily, liquidate and leverage much higher. We can leverage at least 10 times, up to 100 times, and make quite a bit of money off of that play as well. So what does that lead me into? Basically, that you saw that on YouTube we have all these people talking about the major dump happening. You can see right now on this article, it's also referring to the fact that there could be a big move happening at around 7,500 or 7,400. It goes into specifics. It charts pretty much everything that we've been discussing, but it's the fact that a lot of these news articles are basically referencing the same thing that we're starting to chart. More specifically, they don't know exactly how big the break is or how low the break is, but I don't think anyone's using this pattern right here that we've pretty much discovered on the charts. So what we're looking for ultimately is a big break to the downside. I'm going to be right here with you, investing on DueDEX, sharing the trades with you. You can follow me on Patreon, which is the second, or I think the third link in the description, in regards to how low we're going to go, when I'm going to be buying, when I'm going to be selling, and ultimately when the rally back up is, when I'm going to be selling off, buying in for the major rally that's going to be coming within 2020. This is going to be massive. It's going to be huge. You can see it's ultimately going to be at least a 200 and 150, 200% gain that's going to basically end right in May, towards mid-May, right around the Bitcoin halving. So it's going to be very interesting. I think all this hype is going to lead us up to the halving, and then we're going to fall. I think that's ultimately what's going to happen. I'm going to call this right now. We're going to see a lot of news articles coming out talking about how the price is going to be reaching here by the rumor, sell the news. So the rumor is going to be that the halving is coming up in May of 2020. People are going to be buying up. The second the halving happens, we're going to see this immediate retracement. But right now, we're going to expect to see a dip right here from this major symmetrical pattern, a dip back down at least $4,600 to $5,000, and then an immediate reversal upwards. So we're going to be capitalizing off of two things. Obviously, this downtrend right here and the uptrend right here. And then obviously we're probably going to be capitalizing off this massive descending channel right here, this massive descending thing right here. So definitely pay close attention because these are both going to happen. Otherwise, we're going to be looking at XRP as well. So basically, I wanted to spend not only a lot of time discussing XRP or Bitcoin, but also XRP. And for those of you who are invested in XRP, I think it's a good call. I don't think we're in a bad position right now. XRP has been kind of trading differently from Bitcoin for the most part, but as of right now, there seems to be a different channel or pattern happening on XRP that not many people are realizing, and it's a lot different than Bitcoin. So unlike Bitcoin, XRP is kind of new in regards to channels. There's really no history we can base, current records off of. So we have to kind of make up as we go. There's a lot more trends and patterns on Bitcoin that we can use, and a lot of previous history that we can use to base what is going to happen for the future right now. But on XRP, we don't have that. So ultimately, what we have to fall out on is the fact that we're in a major descending channel right here, major descending triangle. We have bottom support at around 15, 16 cents and also 20 cents. So these are both key regions for buying opportunities. Now, obviously, if you buy in at 20 cents and we fall down to 16 and then see an immediate spike up to 60 cents, you're not going to really lose any money. But in regards to when we're going to start to see an uptrend or a swing to the upside, you can see how this ultimately sends us skyrocketing in May to about $13,000 of 2020 on Bitcoin. So ultimately, I'm expecting to see in around May of 2020, which is right around here, a major upswing. So I'm going to draw this out for you guys. So we're going to see December, January, February, March, April, May. So right around here, we could see this big break. So the fact that Bitcoin and XRP are very similar, they're in sync in regards to their current coin market cap and into their price graph. You can see Bitcoin is right here. XRP is the third. For the most part, these coins are very, very, very similar. So what we're looking for is to see the same swing to the upside as Bitcoin will do as it comes towards May. We may see a small dip, a small sell-off. This small 35% 35% drop might be the same 35% drop we see in XRP. Let's trend this right now. As you know, we're on the daily, so let's pull this up right here. You can see the price range downwards is about, 35% drop. So that's interesting too. So honestly, I think these are going to have very, very, very similar patterns. We see Bitcoin going to see this major drop right here as we lead into January. The same thing is going to happen on the XRP. Very high chance we're going to hit 16 cents, and then we're ultimately going to swing back upwards to around $13,000 at the same time XRP swings back upwards to around 60 to 70 cents. It's going to be huge. We can kind of figure out the exact percentage gain if you want. This is about ultimately 176%. So if we look at XRP, 76% jump. Let me pull that up right here. 176% would be right around, wow, much lower, but ultimately it still is a major gain. 176, we could shoot from 22 cents all the way to 43 cents. So ultimately we can make this a slight bit lower. If I grab this and pull it down, you can see a slight bit lower ultimately, and then eventually we would head back up to there come May. So something along the lines of this, which could ultimately happen. So we're going to end up seeing a retracement downwards and then a swing back upwards come May. That's ultimately what I personally think is going to happen to the channel. Otherwise, if you guys are new to the channel, like I said, make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up, and I'll see you in tomorrow's episode. Peace.